We often look for morning routines and productivity tricks to squeeze more efficiency out of our day. But when you study the history of high achievers, the results they produce rarely stem from a new app or a singular life hack. In 1989, Stephen Covey published a framework intended to move past those surface-level solutions. His book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, has sold over 40 million copies by focusing on principles rather than trends. Covey noted that most advice relies on the personality ethic, techniques to project confidence or manage social perception. He argued that long-term results are instead driven by the character ethic, the values and integrity that dictate how you behave when no one is watching. These habits are structured as a sequence. They move from the inside out, establishing what Covey calls private victory, mastering your own internal world, before attempting to achieve public victory in your relationships and career. This process suggests that taking control of your life is less about learning a new trick and more about aligning your daily behavior with those deeper values. The sequence begins with habit 1, be proactive. In this framework, proactivity refers to the biological and psychological relationship between our environment and our behavior. Covey defines reactive behavior as allowing external circumstances to dictate your emotional state. In this mode, a difficult boss or a fluctuating economy effectively controls the steering wheel of your life. Proactive people operate differently. They recognize that between a stimulus, what happens to you, and your response, there is a gap. Within that gap lies the freedom to choose how you will act. If you are passed over for a promotion, a reactive person views the event as the final word and feels victimized. A proactive person uses that gap to assess the feedback, identify skill gaps, and decide on a constructive next step. You are a product of your choices, not your circumstances. Learning to inhabit the space between an event and your reaction is the starting point for all other habits. Once you control your reactions, you must determine where you are going. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind, uses a thought experiment. Imagine your own funeral and listen to what your friends and family are saying about your life. This experiment highlights the difference between how you are living today and the legacy you want to leave. It clarifies which of your current activities actually contribute to your ultimate goals. To make this direction permanent, Covey suggests creating a personal mission statement. This is a written document that codifies your values and serves as a roadmap for your future. Having a defined destination acts as a filter. When you know what you stand for, daily decisions, like which projects to take or how to spend your evening, become much easier to navigate. Without this clarity, efficiency is hollow. There is no point in climbing a ladder of success quickly if it is leaning against the wrong wall. Directing your life requires habit 3, put first things first. This is the practical application of the previous habits, ensuring your time is spent on the goals you've identified as important. Covey's time management matrix categorizes tasks based on urgency and importance. Most people spend their days in boxes 1 and 3, reacting to crises, deadlines, and the urgent but unimportant demands of others. Bouncing between these boxes creates a cycle of constant reaction. You are busy, but you aren't necessarily making progress toward your long-term mission. Effective people focus on box 2. These tasks are important but not urgent. Activities like long-term planning, relationship building, and preventative maintenance. Because box 2 doesn't scream for your attention with a deadline, it is often the first thing people sacrifice. However, consistent time spent here reduces the number of crises you face in box 1. Execution isn't about fitting more into your schedule, it's about scheduling the priorities you identified in habit 2. Sustaining these habits require habit 7, sharpen the saw. Covey uses the metaphor of a woodcutter too busy sawing to stop and sharpen a dull blade. By refusing to stop, he becomes less effective as the hours pass. Personal renewal is supported by 4 pillars: the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. If you neglect physical health or social connections, you lose the capacity to apply other habits. When one pillar fails, your ability to remain focused degrades. This forms a compounding loop. Your mindset dictates your destination. Your destination guides your execution. And renewal fuels the entire cycle. You are the most important asset in your own life.
Deliberately investing in your own renewal is what allows excellence to become a consistent part of who you are.